Hey guys, my name's Crew and today I've made a gigantic trampoline in Minecraft. Now this guy is pretty awesome. It uses a lot of slime blocks, tripwires, and redstone. And let me show you guys real quick how it works. So if we hop down on top of the machine to activate it and to start using it, all you need to do is come up to one of the edges here and basically you just gotta hop up just like that and the machine starts going. Now the cool thing about this is no matter where you land on this trampoline, you will always bounce up. Now Minecraft is a bit buggy, so sometimes you'll see that my jump does end up, stopping, but every block here that I land on, I will be jumped up, even in between these little sections. So if I manage to fall down in this little hole here, wait for it, come on. It's a little hard. There we go. So you can see even when I fall back in the holes, it glitches up sometimes. But even when I fall down in these holes, I'm able to get boosted back up here, which is pretty cool. So no matter what block you fall on this trampoline, you will always be boosted back up to the top. So I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. The reason this machine was so hard to build is because pistons can only push up to 12 different blocks. You can see there's 12 slime blocks here. Piston can push it no problem, but if I try to make this trampoline any bigger, pistons can't push it. Now slime blocks are very annoying to build with because they stick to everything. So even if I go over here and say I try to build another piston over here, it'll be fine, but you have this little gap in between. So if I build a piston up here with some blocks on it, you can see when they go up, if this guy, he's sticking together, but he goes up, he sticks, they go up, everything's stuck together, and so it takes some pretty complicated timing to get this machine to work, and that's what I was able to do over here. So the way this is working is I have pistons down below. I have pretty much 3 layers of pistons. I have the bottom layer, which I only use a number of times, and that's just to fill in these little bitty gaps here and there, and those only have 1 slime block on it. And then I have a second layer, which is sort of the middle layer, and this was the bulk of the system. And then connecting this middle layer, which is this one right here, I have this top layer, and these guys are sort of the ones that go in between the middle layer and come up with this nice little symmetrical design, which pretty much fills in every block. So when you're bouncing on the trampoline, no matter what block you land on, let's get started here. There we go. No matter what block you land on, you're always gonna get a good bounce, which is pretty awesome. Now the way this is working is I have repeaters down here set to trigger every piston on this trampoline thing at the same exact tick. That way none of them trigger early, none of them trigger late, and they're all gonna come up and go down at the same time, and that's of course triggered when you pass through this giant row of tripwires right here. So the machine, it's not too hard to build. It did take a little bit of timing because Minecraft is so buggy, and it's pretty complicated to get a lot of pistons to trigger at the exact same time. And technically this design that I have here, it's infinitely expandable, so I could build a second one of them next to it and another one and another one, and basically just connect them all to build like the world's biggest trampoline. But this size is already getting a little bit ridiculous and out of hand. I'm really happy with how it turned out though. It did take a lot of timing, and the guys at the bottom here, I have them actually triggered on 1 more tick of delay, so they're firing a tick after all the other slime pistons. For some reason though, they don't stick to the other ones. I don't know, Minecraft is one weird game. But down here I have it set to 1 tick less than those two, so it's going to, those two are going to come up, and then that one at the bottom comes up 1 tick after them. So you can see it's a little bit delayed, and that's just so when you're bouncing, you have time to get all the way down there. It is hard because some of the slime blocks are on different levels, and that's just because you can't have them sticking together. So sometimes the machine doesn't work perfectly, but for the most part, I'm getting a bunch of bad hops here. But for the most part, it goes really good, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially when you fall in between there. It's so cool, man. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on it because this is kind of an impractical machine. I don't imagine too many of you guys would want to build a gigantic trampoline in your base, but if you really do, there is a world download link in the description. This shouldn't be too hard to copy. It's basically a giant row of tripwires all along the top here, and then we have the tripwires leading down some redstone to trigger these pistons down at the bottom. And it's a pretty symmetrical design too. I really like how it turned out, and I'm happy with it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this quick little invention. World download in the description if you guys really want to check that out and have some fun hopping around with your friends. The thing is a bit buggy, like I said before, but if you guys can get on some good bounces, it can be fun. So my name's Crew, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Adios. Oh my gosh, this thing, it's so bouncy.